them grow and gain confidence in their performance, as you will see through the night. Thank you to the Wildcat Foundation and to the school for always supporting the music program. And thank you for everybody who has donated. 70% of the cost of this program is covered by Music Boosters, so if you haven't donated yet, any amount is welcome. And most importantly, I just wanted to say thank you to all the volunteers that have signed up during the fall season. We know it's a lot between marching band, potato sales, baking, so we appreciate all the help. Especially thank you, a big thank you to all the leads that actually run these programs. Without you, obviously none of these would be possible, so thank you very much. Enjoy the show.
evening. For those that I haven't had a chance to meet, my name is Ken Nakamoto. I'm the director of bands here at Los Gatos High School. This is my 4th year here, and I'm happy to be here again and getting back into the swing of things with our first concert of the year. This is the symphonic band. This is our all 9th grade band. And I think of the 4 years I've been here, I think this is the most like 50-50 split between Fisher and CT, which has been really nice to see. And it's just a chance, like the 9th grade band, to build their cohort, build their community as they start their 4-year journey here at Los Gatos and in our music program. So the first piece that we perform for you tonight is entitled Creed by William Himes. It's a great piece on rhythm and also has some opportunities to have some lyrical playing as well, which is why we picked it, and just some nice style contrast in between and throughout the entire piece. The second piece that we're going to be playing for you is entitled Three Dances, or Three Susato Dances, I should say. It's originally written during the Renaissance period by Tillman Susato, and these are 3 settings of his dances. There are going to be 3 movements. If we could hold applause till the very end, unless it was like absolutely, you just felt compelled and have the need to do so. We're not going to tell you no, per se, but it would help the performers just to get through from one scene to the next scene to the next scene. And this is old Renaissance period music. It's all dances. And then for me personally, I played not this particular arrangement, but I played these pieces in college, and when I was doing my undergrad. So it was nice to just revisit this piece and this really lovely piece of music. So with that, this is 3 Susato dances. right, as our symphonic band is exiting, if Crescent Ensemble can start getting up here, and if our leadership students can go ahead and strike the stage for the next group. All right, this is our Crescent Ensemble. So this is our non-audition 10 through 12 band. We have a few friends that are helping us out today. Two of our trumpet players, unfortunately, all came down with whatever nasty bug is floating around now. So thank you, Jacob and Cruz, for subbing in on the spot. They're just sirening the whole entire set right now. So super helpful. So the first piece that you heard is entitled Plums in an Icebox. This piece is written by Alex Chance. They are a good friend of mine. We went to San Jose State together, and they recently completed their master's degree at UNLV with Viet Quang, who is one of the more eminent and emerging composers in the band world. Alec recently was the young composer mentee for the NBA, not to be confused with the NBA, but the National Band Association. They had the special opportunity to work with the Air Force Band, the premier DC one, and they got to work with another young conductor to collaborate together with this really premier national prestigious ensemble and to premiere one of their works. So super cool that they're a good friend and happy to do their music. I had a few questions about it, and I just texted them in the middle of rehearsal to get an answer out of them. So it was a lot of fun to put together. This piece is inspired somewhat. This is Just to Say by Carlos Williams, it's an opportunity to really explore just different timbres and different textures, and you can kind of hear the ethereal atmosphere that kind of gets set at the very beginning by the woodwinds and the mountain instruments. The next piece that we're going to be playing for you is our favorite piece. It's our ensemble's favorite piece, entitled Blessing Wind. It's by Yukiko Nishimura. She is a Japanese composer who studied with Alfred Reed, one of the really important composers and contributors to the wind band. It's a really nice lyrical piece, so it's a great opportunity for them to really get into some expressive playing. So with that, this is Blessing Wind. the piece in and of itself and the story of the whole piece in and of itself is in the title. So it has all of the tropes of a merry-go-round that's demented. Figured for something in October, this is a very fitting piece. And then on a more personal note for me, this was one of the very first pieces I ever did with any of my groups when I first started teaching. So it was nice to revisit this again, just with a different set of eyes and ears, and also working with a different group. So it's been fun to put together too. So with that, this is Haunted Carousel. change for the wind ensemble. So wind ensemble folks, if you can start making your way over so we can get you guys on stage as promptly as possible. Thank you. So this is our wind ensemble. This is our auditioned-only group that we have here at Los Gatos. And the first piece that we perform for you tonight is the prelude portion from the Prelude and Fugue in G minor by Johann Sebastian Bach. The one it's been transcribed for band, and one of the more interesting things about this piece is it's written as J.S. Bach, but it's not actually proven to be written by Bach. But he has the credit for it right now. So researchers and scholars have said otherwise, but it is written in the style of Bach. So that's where at least the most leading evidence there is to that piece. And a lot of the organ works that Bach wrote way back when translate really well for the wind band because organs are powered by air, just like our instruments here. So it's a great opportunity for them to really work on some ensemble playing and some listening and phrasing as well. I have been told I'm not the best storyteller when we rehearse this piece, so I'm just going to read the program notes as best as I can. The next piece that we're going to be playing for you is entitled The Witch and the Saint by Steve Reinke. It is a programmatic piece for wind ensemble and is constructed in 5 distinct sections. The opening depicts the birth of twin sisters born in 1588, and I am not going to attempt to pronounce that city, in Germany. In those times, the birth of twins was considered a bad gift of second sight and could predict future events. The thematic material representing both sisters is first introduced in this section, along with a medieval Gregorian chant type motif that you'll hear in the Italian and French one. The second section is the development of one of the sisters' themes. The sister led a horrible life and her gift was looked down upon. Many townspeople feared the sister and considered her to be a witch. After a brief transition, the theme representing the other sister, Helena, is introduced in its entirety. The third section is the development of Helena's theme. This sister was sent away to a convent when she was a child. While at the convent, Helena is revered as a saint and because of her visions. And then the fourth section of the work is a turbulent section representing the struggles of both of these sisters had in their lives. Eventually, I'm not the best with German, sorry, is imprisoned and Helena returns to town to save her sister. The fifth section and finale of the work depicts the return of Helena and the rescue of her sister. As they are trying to escape, the sisters are captured once again, and this time for fear of being burnt at the stake. The saint Helena drinks some poison, she dies in her sister's arms, and the witch rides off in sorrow. So it's very, you'll hear a lot of this stuff, and I think that's one of the beauties of tone poems. When it was originally developed, it was meant to tell this really scenic and very almost grandiose story. So with that, this is The Witch and the Saint. before we play our last piece for you, just a couple of thank yous. Thank you to Lolly and Bonnie and LG Music for your constant support behind the scenes to make sure that we can continue to provide these enriching opportunities for our students. Thank you, Ms. Rito, for doing all the behind the scenes work for today. It just makes my life, Mr. G's life, and Ms. Riley's life 20 times easier, where it just puts all of our energy and our focus into our students. And then I think Ms. Cunningham and Mr. Rocha are both here tonight. I don't know where they are. I know I saw them. I see somebody waving at me. Thank you for your support, and thank you for coming. It's just a little glimpse and a small glimpse of what we do every day. And the real work happens behind everything leading up to this very, very performance. So a round of applause also for our students for all the hard work that they put in so far. The last piece that we're going to be playing for you is entitled LOL March by Robert Buckley. It's exactly what you think it means, and it's a very almost like a carnival-esque type march. It's very fun, and it's an opportunity for the students to just have a little bit of fun, flashy stuff to play. So with that, this is LOL March. Thank you all for taking some time out of your evening to come support our students. Please get home safely, especially with the weird weather we've been having this week. And we will see you this December. Thank you.